Welcome to the complete playlist of data structures using Java. Here we discuss each topic in details along with 5 problems on it. If you haven't checked our playlist, do check the playlist to master the data structures using Java. If you are new to our channel, do subscribe the channel for more such educational videos. So welcome to the second lectures of data structures using Java in strings. So we have already started with the string playlist. We have already discussed what are strings, how they are stored in the memory, how the strings are different in C++ and Java. If you haven't watched that video, do go and watch the first video on the string so that you can get a clear idea how the strings works and get stored. In this video, we will be discussing about the strings in Java. As I told you in the previous video that strings in Java is always special because Java become well known only because of the number of operations or the manipulations that are allowed to perform on the strings. In this video, we will be discussing the 3 important things, that is what are string literals, then what are mutable strings and immutable strings. So I highly recommend you to stay till the end of this video to get exact knowledge about how does the strings in Java looks like. So first of all, let's check out what are string literals. So let's suppose how we can declare a strings whenever it comes to the Java. We discussed in the previous lecture, right? We need to simply declare the capital S and then have the string. Let's suppose the name of the string is S and I'm declaring it as hello. Now what it will do is, this is what we call as the string literals, because this is what we call as a literal, right? This is what we call as a literal and this is nothing but the string. The reason because of this, they are mainly named as the string literals. But the string literals works totally different as compared to C++ or the normal strings. So what basically happen is, whenever you try to declare a string literals, JVM will check in a memory. Now in which memory JVM will look like? It will simply check in a memory called as a string pool. As we have discussed already in the previous lecture, that is nothing but the string pool. Now what I did is I simply declared a string called as S and I'm trying to initialize it with hello. Now what the JVM will do is, JVM will scan whole string constant pool and it will check is there any hello present in my string constant pool. As of now it will not find any hello, so simply hello will be presented in my memory. Now let's suppose if I declare the another string which is named as C and again I declared initialize with hello. Now what the JVM will do is, again it will scan the string constant pool and it will check is there any hello present in my string constant pool. Now JVM will be able to see the hello is already present in my pool, therefore it will not create its duplicate copy. So the duplicate copies are not at all created in a string constant pool, right? Therefore what will happen is, we have the 2 strings, that is S and C. So this is S, that will be pointing to the this, and again we have the C which is also pointing to the this. So both have the same references, which means in the string literals or the string constant pool, JVM does not allow us to create the duplicate copies of the string. Now if I try to declare the another string, let's suppose I name it as CH and I declare it as Pramod. Now what does again JVM will do is, again it will scan my whole string constant pool and it will check is there any Pramod present in my string. As it will scan to the string constant pool, it will not find the Pramod is present in my string constant pool, therefore it will create a new reference that is called as a Pramod, and now my CH is referencing to this Pramod. So this is how the string literals in Java basically works. Every time you try to create a new string, JVM will go to the string constant pool and it will check is that string is already present in my string constant pool. If it is, it will simply return the address of it or the reference of it. As you saw here, we have created the new hello. Instead of creating the new copy, it simply returns the address of this string to the C as well. And if any string is not present in my string constant pool, it will create the new copy. So this is how the string literals basically works and looks like whenever it comes to the Java. Now, whenever it comes to the string literals in Java, the strings in Java are totally different. Now what is exactly the immutable strings? What is immutable string? So let's discuss it in more detail. Now what happens is, in order to declare the string, what we do is we simply declare the data type called as string and name it as a S and I declare it as, let's suppose again hello. Now as of now we saw that the strings are nothing but data type, right? Strings are nothing but data type. This is what we basically saw. But when it comes to the Java, the strings are not treated as data type. Then what they are treated as? They are treated as a class. So strings in Java are mainly indicated as a class. Now if this is the class, then can we say that hellos are nothing but this is what we call as an object. Therefore in this is what we call as an object. That is the reason why the strings are totally different as compared to the other languages. These are not what we call as a initialization of a number on any string, what we saw in C++. This is totally collectively together called as an object. Right now the big question is, okay, string is nothing but the class, this is what we call an object, then what do you mean by immutable string? Now what do you mean by immutable string? Now as of now what happened is, let's draw this in more pictorial form so that the ideas become more clear. So in memory what I have is, I have hello, right? So this is, let's suppose this is what we have, the string constant pool, and in this pool what I have is, I have hello and I have the variable called as S which is initially is pointing to hello. Now, what is meant by immutable strings? So immutable strings are nothing but those strings which cannot be modified. So simply I will write its definition: the string which cannot be modified. I cannot make any changes in it. Now what does it mean is, does it mean that if I declare the hello, whole program, throughout my program, this hello will not be changed? Yes, this hello will not be changed. Now what will happen if I try to make some changes to my object, that is what we call as a hello? Now if you try to make any changes, it will create the new copy. Let's try to understand with the example. As of now, we have the string called as hello. Now let's suppose to the hello I'm changing the last character, and instead of hello, what I did is I wanted to replace this O with, let's suppose, G. I wanted to replace this O with G. Now what will happen is the original string will not get updated. The original string will not get updated. Rather, the new copy will be created. This is what we call as a HOG. This is what we created. The new copy is generated in my string constant pool. But if you observe carefully that my original string is as it is. Now the big question comes in, Pramod, why does the original changes are not taking to my original strings, right? So let's understand this. Now let's understand that why our original string is not getting modified. Let's assume that I have declared the two strings. Let's name it as a string 1, that is S1, which is initially pointing to called as an hello, and again another string is present which is called as S2, which is also pointing to hello. Now as we discussed earlier that the JVM will not create the duplicate copy. So what will happen is, inside my string constant pool there is a single copy of hello, and I have the two variables called as S1, which is also pointing to this, and I have another variable that is what we call as a S2, which is also pointing to this. Now as we discussed that whenever you try to make any changes in the string, original copy will remain as it is, and if you make any changes, the duplicate copy of that string get created with the changes which we have made. Now let's suppose if I try to make some changes using the S1, I wanted to modify the string using the S1, and by chance, let's suppose by chance our original string get modified. Let's suppose my original string got modified to this one. Now what will happen is the changes are made with the help of S1, but the S2 wanted the original copy. S2 don't want that changes. Only S1 wanted that changes. But both are pointing to the same string, so the changes will be reflected in both the string, that is S1 and S2. In order to avoid this, the original string does not get changed. If I erase this, my original string will remain as it is, that is hello. And if I make any changes using S1, let's suppose if I change to hello G, what will happen is the new copy will be get created, and this string which was initially pointing to the hello, now this will stop pointing to this hello, and it will start pointing to this. Now how does a string will look like now? It will simply get removed and it will start pointing to this, because if you observe carefully that my string 2 is again pointing to my original copy, which means I require the changes only in S1 and I got that required changes only in S1. That is the reason why the strings in Java are called as immutable string, which means we cannot modify the strings. We cannot modify the actual string. Whenever you try to make any changes in the string, the new copy will be generated rather than generating the changes in the same copy, right? So I hope so you understood what is the immutable string. Now let's understand what is mutable string. Now we discussed the meaning of the immutable strings are nothing but the strings which we cannot modify, which means, can I say that mutable strings are nothing but the strings which can be modified. Now this is not possible to the normal strings in Java, right? By using a normal strings you cannot modify it over original string, because we already discussed over here why the changes does not take place in the original string. Now in order to make some changes in the string, what we need to do is we have two different types of data type, and that is what we call as a, first we have the string builder, and the second we have the string buffer. So using those two things, you can make some changes in your string. Now, when you use the string buffer and string builder, if you make any changes in the string, the changes reflected to the original string. Let's suppose if I have the two string using S1 called as an hello, and again I have S2 which is also present in hello. Now what it will look like in our memory, it will simply create as an hello as a single copy as we discussed earlier, and now S1 is pointing to this and S2 is also pointing to this. Now if I make any changes using S1, let's suppose I change my string from hello to hello G. Now what will happen is these changes will be reflected to both S1 and S2, because these are immutable strings, right? The strings which can be modified. Now the not new duplicate copies are created. No, whatever the changes you are making, it is happening to my original strings, and both the strings are pointing to my single change string. So I hope so that you understood what is mutable strings and immutable strings, and how does a strings in Java get stored inside the string constant pool. This is one of the most important thing. The reason for this is mostly asked questions when it comes to the interview. I hope so that you got a clear idea about how the strings in Java work, stored, and operations are performed. Just in case if you are new to our channel, do subscribe the channel for more such informative videos. Till then, see you in the next video.